Hi Vas, it's good to see you. I understand the European Respiratory Society meeting is nearly upon us. Since all the great data you presented last year, I've gotten a lot of good feedback from physicians and patients about how they're using some of our new products. Can you give us a sense of what else you might have in the pipeline?
Yeah, this year is going to be a really important one for us as we'll start two major phase 3 programs. QVM, our triple combination for asthma, and QAW, our novel oral therapy for asthma. Both of these programs will start up at the end of this year, and we're very excited to bring these forward now towards bringing them forward for licensure to patients.
So with about, if I remember correctly, 235 million people around the world living with asthma, I think the next question is when? When will we get these products?
Yeah, I mean, these asthma studies, of course, are complex to enroll, but we expect over the next 2 years we'll be able to complete enrollment, and our target is within 5 years to have both of these products licensed and bringing them to patients.
I think that's really great. Many asthmatics are not well controlled. But I believe, and I know you pretty well at this point, your real passion is some of the early, even more novel products that are coming through. Can you tell us anything about those?
Yeah, there's really two groups of products I'm very excited about. One is really looking at how can we stop the progression of asthma and allergic conditions in children. And the other is completely novel therapies for COPD. I mean, COPD is an area where we've not really brought novel medications to patients in many years. Huge unmet need, and right now we're looking at 3 novel mechanisms of action that could really, I think, revolutionize how we treat COPD in the future.
Yeah, and if I understand some of the things you've told me in the past, things like patient selection are going to make a huge difference. You know, one of the other places that I think there's going to be a huge difference, and we've had the opportunity to work together for about 10 years, most recently you as head of development, is to see that it's not just the drugs that are changing, but the other medical interventions and the possibility of using digital devices is changing. So for example, the ability to go beyond traditional spirometry and make it more available for patients all over the world.
I mean, that would be a big advance. I mean, as you know, right now physicians have to use very large, bulky devices to really assess patients' ability to breathe.
So we recently partnered with an exciting company called Pond, and their goal is to make it much easier to measure lung volume in patients. I want to share with you their prototype device. This is their Air Smart Spirometer, so it replaces the large, bulky, and expensive devices that you often see in physicians' offices today, and it's actually quite easy to use. So the physician or nurse would insert the mouthpiece, the patient would blow in, and then this could be plugged into a smartphone, and all the data would be recorded. And you can imagine that over time this could even be used in a patient's home. The data could be recorded in more real time. And I think devices like this is a real opportunity when combined with medicines to really make a huge difference in the care of patients.
It's really a big revolution. I think that could really mean we can monitor patients more easily in the doctor's office. That's great to see. Now, what about in the app space? I mean, what are we doing there?
So we also have some apps that Novartis has been working on, and we're partnering with other companies, and they're all designed to help patients take better care of themselves and to eventually provide additional data to physicians about how the patient's doing when they're not in the office, with the idea that the physician could intervene earlier and maybe keep people out of the emergency room, which is really such a big deal.
Oh, that's great to see. I mean, I think, as you know, we have one of the leading respiratory pipelines in the industry, and we're really excited to bring that forward as fast as we can to patients. And if we could combine that with things like the device and the apps, I think that would be great.
I agree. Our commitment to respiratory medicine has never been higher. It's one of our top areas in the company. And it fits in very nicely with the patient declaration that our company just issued, where we're raising the standard in terms of transparency, safety, getting patient input into how we do clinical trials, with the hope that in the process we will become an even better medicines company, and one that provides even more value to both physicians and patients.
That's great to hear. Well, thanks a lot, David.
Okay, thank you. Great to see you again.